Hello friends, today we will be looking at the fifth chapter, that's creating formats and labels. So adding labels to your variable, it's one of the crucial things in SAS. If you are using SAS to produce listing and reports for others, you will want to make the output more readable and attractive. SAS formats and labels help you to do this. They also help you to remember what each variable represents. Many SAS procedures using variables labels to improve SAS readability. You can create labels either in a data or a proc step. I'll be showing you one example right away. Okay. Now as an example, we'll add labels to the variables in the tests underscore scores dataset. If you remember, in the last time we created that dataset. Okay. We'll define the library name, that is libname learn which is an learning. Okay, I provide the path. After that, write the data step, that's data learn dot test underscore scores. We'll provide the length, id $3, name, $15, after that we give input id dollar scores, score 1 to score 3. Then we'll provide the label, label id equal to student id and scores label will be providing like score 1 equal to math score, score 2 equal to science score, score 3 equal to English score, and I'll provide with the data lines. The data lines one 90 95 99 79 77 75 and 3 88 data lines. Sorry. Let's run the program then. Okay, so let's run the program. After running the program, you'll see in the learn library you'll have the test scores created, and you see the label which we have given here is being displayed here: student ID, student name, math score, science score, English score. Okay, I'll explain the program how it does. Basically, labels are created with a label statement, as you see here. It's created with the label statement. So the label are created with a label statement. Following the keyword label, you enter a variable name followed by an equal sign and followed by your label placed in either a single quote or you can place with a double quote. So labels can be up to 256 characters long, which is on a Unix platform also. You may continue with variable names and labels for as many variables as you want. Just make sure that you complete the label statement with a semicolon. Okay. So now we'll see how we use formats to enhance the outputs. So SAS provides built-in formats to improve the appearance of printed outputs. For example, you can print financial data with $sign or add commas to large numbers. You can create your own formats. For example, if you are having a variable called gender with values of F and M, you can format this value so that they print as male and female. If you have a variable representing age, you can use formats to display this value as age groups instead of actual values. You can have one format for each variable or use one format for a group of variables. You can you create user-defined formats with proc format. You associate your formats or with one or more variables in a format statement. A SAS SAS dataset here I have designed. Its name is survey. I'll show you how format is used along with this. Okay, basically here in this data set is what I've given is the ID, the gender, the age, the salary, and we have a questionnaires which has been answered in 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we'll see right now that using a proc format how we'll create a user defined format of the dataset survey which I showed. Let's start with the statement as proc format value, give the dollar gender M equal to male and F equal to others equal to miscoded. Now for the value of each low to 29 equal to less than 30, from 30 to 50 equal to 30 to 50, from 51 to high equal to 51 plus. Now for the questionnaire, value, give $Likert, that's the scale that's on which I have taken the values. 1 equal to strongly disagree, 2 equal to disagree, 3 equal to agree, 4 equal to 3 should be no opinion, and 4 would be agree, 5th would be strongly agree. And we'll run it. So you see, the format has been created. Let's see this. Gender has been created, age has been created, Likert has been created. Okay. I'll explain you the program here. First we use the value statement. The value statement to create each user defined formats. Next, formats are used with the character and character variables starting with a $sign. Following that format name, either unique values or ranges or an equal to sign, and then you keep the text you want to associate with each value. So rules concerning the format names are the same as those for SAS variable names, as with the exceptions of these names cannot end with a numerical. The first format name here what I've given is the $gender. It is defined as $gender. So format names do not need it to be related with a variable name. Calling this format as $gender makes it easier to remember that you will be using it later, and how to alter gender values. Okay, so values for gender are stored either in the male or female, so M and F. Associating the $gender formats with the variable gender results in M displaying as male and F displaying as female. And the missing values which are not entered, so it will show as not entered. And if there are anything which is other than this 3, it will show as miscoded. So the same is for the format age. Okay, it is used to group ages into 3 categories. One is from low to 29 years, another is 30 to 50 years, and another is 50 years and above. Okay, and the same procedure is being followed. So here, as you see, the Likert scale. For 1, it means strongly disagree. For 2, it means disagree. 3, no opinion. 4, agree. And 5, strongly agree. So it's a 5-point Likert scale. Now let's see how what would happen if we place the format statement in a proc print procedure. Let's give a title here. Dataset, naming the dataset survey with formatted values proc print data equal to learn dot so learn dot survey ID to ID. Then we have the variables gender, age, salary, question 1 to question 5. And we have the formats. I will give us gender as $gender dot age, give us age dot question 1 to question 5, get $Likert dot So after running the program, this is the output what we get. I'll just maximize it for you to see. So the data set survey with formatted values, the title, okay, and question, the gender, age as you have formatted. Okay, compare this and compare with the data set that we used, that is, just a sec, where is that data set? Survey, yep. So let me take out the output. So compare this. So you have the ID and all. This was the initial kind of dataset that was in your file, and when you run it, this is the output what you'll be getting. Okay, although I have entered this dataset into the SAS format, and I am using that SAS format, SAS dataset, I'm processing it to get this display. This is in the text format. This I just showcased how this is for your reference. So I'll explain you what the program does and the basic steps in the program. Here the format $gender and age. Okay, so the formats $gender and age are used to format the variable gender and age respectively. The format $liked, it's formats the 5 variable questions 1 through question 5. Okay, notice that each of these is followed by a period, just the same as built-in SAS formats. Okay, the format for salary is $12.2, okay, which is in the SAS format. The name dollar indicates that you want to use the dollar format, which adds a dollar sign and commas to the value. The number 11 tells the SAS to print a value using the 11 columns. The 2 following the decimal point tells the SAS to print the 2-digit prints 2-digit to the right of the decimal point. Okay, the largest value for the salary using $12 format would be 99. Okay, I'll show it. I have the, it would be around wait, I guess it should be, yeah, this much it should be, not 00 but 99. So this would be the largest value using the 11.2 format. Okay, and it is always a good idea to make the total width a bit larger than you think, just in case your data contains a large number that than that you have expected. SAS has a set of rules that will allow numbers to print when you have not allocated enough columns. However, it's better to ensure that you have enough columns and not to be concerned with what happens when the format is too small. Okay, and let's discuss about, we'll be discussing about regrouping values using the formats. How do we regroup values?
So you can use formats to group various values together. Now, for example, suppose you want to see the survey results, but instead of looking at the 5 possible responses for questions 1 through 5, you want to group the values 1 and 2 strongly disagree and disagree together, and values 4 and 5, that's agree and strongly agree, to make it into 3 categories for each of these questions. Okay, so I'll show you a program how we'll be doing that. So we'll write the proc procedure, proc format, we'll write the value, it's $3, it's 1, it's comma 2 equal to disagreement, right. The next is 3 equal to no opinion, no opinion, and 4 and 5 agreement. And we'll run it. Okay, so you see the format $3 has been created. Okay, so after we have made the format, now we'll apply it. Okay, so we'll write the proc frequency, Q data equal to learn dot survey, give it title, question frequencies, using the $3 format. Tables, question 1, question 5, format, question 1, question 5, $3 dot, end it with a semicolon and run it. Maximize it so you see. Here, questions frequency using, as I have given the title. Okay, so this is the question. Question 1, number of people who are in disagreement with the question, it's 3. no opinion and agreement which you have given. I'll minimize it. When you define a format, you can specify individual values or ranges to the left of the equal sign. So, as an example of how flexible this approach is, consider that you have a variable called as grade with values of A, B, C, D, F, I and W. Okay, and I'll show you how this thing of flexibility comes in place. So the program would be like values dollar grade format A to C equal to passing. So similarly, we can give D equal to borderline F equal to failing I equal to and W equal to incomplete or withdrew. Blanks equal to not recorded. And other equal to miscoded. Somewhere we did wrong. That's yep. Value grade format DF passing. Okay, so this is, here you see the grades A to A, B or C, that is A to C. So A, B or C will be formatted as passing, D as borderline, F as failing, I and W as incomplete or withdrew, blank as not recorded, and others is miscoded. So you may leave the codes of the character ranges and the labels if you want. However, it is not recommended that way. We'll see another example wherein we'll be formatting ages. That is, suppose value age 29 is equal to less than 30, and 30 to 50 equal to 30 to 50. Then 51 to high equal to 51 plus. So this is fine if this format is used with integer values. However, suppose you use this format with a variable that could take on values such as 3.5. This value falls between the two ranges, that is low to 29 and 30 to 50. So in the coding style, you should not allow any cracks in your ranges. So how will we cater for this? Write value age low to 30, that is less than 30, 30 to 51 equal to 30 to less than 51, and 51 to high equal to 51 plus. So the first three range include all the values which is less than 30, which also includes 29.5. The second range includes value from 30 to less than 51, and the last range includes the value of 51 plus. You can also use less than sign on the left hand side of the range. I'll show you with an example. Value age low to 30 is equal to less than or equal to 30 less than 51, which is equal to greater than 30 to 51, high equal to greater than 51, so that's how you do it. Now next we'll see about storing your formats in a format library. As I mentioned earlier, if you place label and format statement in the data step, the labels and format become permanently associated with their respective variables. If you have user-defined formats with permanent SAS datasets, it is important to make your formats permanent also. And I'll show you the steps how to do this. There are two things basically. First, create a library reference, that's the libref, to indicate where you want to store your SAS formats. So this can be the same library where you store your SAS data. Next, the use of library equal to when we run the proc format. So suppose I'll first define the lib name for my formats, that is my fmts formats. I'll give the path, learn slash formats. Okay, so this is the library name. I'll just go ahead and execute it. Lib name. Okay, just rename the libnum because there was mistake in the path. Okay, so it's been created. Now write proc format library equal to my formats value dollar gender equal to male. So same thing what we did earlier, just copy it, save time. Rearrange the stuff so it's look more indent. Okay, yep. So yeah, the system yep, system this is done. This is done. Yeah, and this. Okay. I'll go ahead and run the program. Okay. So you have the gender and like it. Already created. let's look at the permanent dataset attributes. Now, if you add your label and format statement in the data step, the label and format are permanently associated with their respective variables. This makes for a very convenient way to the document dataset. Another user could use proc content or the SAS Explorer to list the labels and the formats used with each variable. Anytime you want to use a SAS dataset a SAS dataset with associated user-defined formats, you need to tell SAS where to look for these formats. By default, SAS will only look for its own formats in the work library, that is the temporary formats library, or formats in a library with a special name in the library. If you want SAS to look in your one of your own libraries, you need to issue a format search equal to system option. You can list one or more libraries for SAS to search using this option. For example, if you want to use format placed which you have placed in my formats, as in this last example, all you need to do is submit this code. Options, format, search equal to my formats. Okay, so if you do this, SAS looks in the work library, then the library called as the library, and then my formats library. If you want SAS to look in the my format library before it looks in either of the other two libraries, you can name them on the format search statement like this. Just copy it. Okay. Now SAS searches the my formats library first, and then the work and the libraries. Okay. Okay. Let's see example how we will be achieving all this. I will start with the libname, learn, just copy the this is the libname. Statement will take it out. Yep. So libname we have defined, then the libname my formats, just copy this instead. Okay, then the option which I have just mentioned for searching my FMT search equal to my FMTs, and we'll go to the main data step, data
file, C books slash learning slash survey dot txt, and we'll give the pad option. We'll have the input ID as $3 dot gender $1 dot age, salary, and the questions. So let question 1 to question 5, and combine them with give the notation for searching, and that becomes okay. Now with the format, we'll go with format gender as $gender dot age dot question 1 to question 5 dollar Lycott dot salary $10.0. Then we'll use the labels. Label ID equal to subject ID, gender equal to gender age equal to age as of 1/1/2012, and we'll add the salary yearly salary and we'll add the
Question 5. Suppose education up to secondary level should be compulsory. Long list of questions. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and run the program. So after running the program we'll write the proc print to display its content. Proc contents data equal to learn dot survey varnum, and we'll run it. Okay, so here is the data been displayed, variable type, learn, format, and the structure. Okay, now how do we will be looking at accessing a permanent SAS dataset with user-defined formats. Now if you want to use a permanent SAS dataset that has user-defined formats, the only requirement is to remember to tell SAS where to find the formats. Okay, and if you forget, if you just forgot the format search is equal to system option, you'll get an error message which I showed you last time. The format search is equal to system option. If you can give a copy of a SAS dataset with user-defined formats to another user, be sure also that you give them the format library to them, because without that it would be useless. Again, the other user has to sit and figure out what would be the format library, and the whole program would be incomplete. Okay, so I'll just show you the example how we will do using a user-defined format. Libname, learn, which I've always used. I'll just copy it from here. And we'll give a title using user defined formats, then give us proc frequency data equal to learn dot labels. Question 1 to question 5, and with no cumulative. Oh, that became wrong. Not a problem. Okay, so let's run this. So you see the frequency procedure which is displayed. It shows all the questions and its frequency. Okay, now let's look at how we display your format definitions. So a very useful proc format option is the FMT lib. And this option creates a listing of each format in the specified library with the ranges and the labels. As an example, suppose if you want to display the definition of all formats in your format library, and so how do you do that? All you have to do is let's write the title statement. Format definitions in the my formats library. Right, rock format library equal to my formats and FMT lib, and we'll run the program. So let's see the output. Now you see it shows it shows all the format which is present in the format library, the name format, the gender, and the $Likert format. Okay, so this is how you get to know all the formats that are present in the library. Now if you want to just display only the age and the Likert category, suppose the Likert formats, okay, so then you need to use a select statement. I'll show you how does that work. Just I will copy this. Proc format library, my formats this, you have to take it out, and after that you need to use just select age $Likert and run it. Okay, now you see only the age and the Likert is being displayed. Okay, So you can also use a exclude statement that enables you to name the formats that you do not want to display, similarly as you use the select. Okay, so see you in the next chapter. Till then,